Hey, top of the morning, y'all. You know, I was just thinking the other day, the best part about walking with the Lord is He's never going to have a government shutdown up in heaven where He locks you out for 40 days like the Democrats did. You know, for years now, I have been waking up at like 3 a.m., anywhere between 2 and 5 a.m., and it's just a period that's called the third watch in the Bible. And I want to talk to y'all about that today. I want to give you a short background because I don't think hardly any of you have ever heard this kind of stuff, done a lot of research, and I just feel like it's going to bless a lot of people. So we're going to get to it, and I hope you enjoy this video. All right, so I just want to say that pretty soon I'm going to be sitting around a bonfire with my two brother-in-laws. One of them is always tired. He literally sleeps like 18 hours a day. We've never seen anything like it. Men's testosterone levels have been declining every year, 1% per year after 30, and we're half of what we were 50 years ago. So this is why I recommend the Male Vitality Stack from CHOQ. It improves mood, it improves focus and drive. In just 21 days, it can boost free testosterone 87%. So I mean, if you like feeling like crap like my brother-in-law all the time, passed out at 2 p.m., okay, then go for it. But if you want your strength back, if you want your energy back, go to CHOQ.com. Use promo code BUDDY to get 25% off your subscription, and I will put the link below. All right, so like I said, for years now, I've been waking up around 3 a.m. It is considered the third watch in the Bible. And so I just want to do a background on it here. But first, there's two verses that I want to give you. The first one is, it comes from Job, if I'm not mistaken, 33, verses 15 through 17, where it says, "He speaks in dreams and visions in the night when deep sleep falls on people as they lie in their beds. He whispers in their ears and terrifies them with warnings," okay? "And he makes them turn from doing wrong. He keeps them from pride." And that's Job 33. Now there's also one from Psalm 63, and I think it's verse 6. Psalm 63, 6, it says, "On my bed I remember you, I think of you all through the watches of the night." So y'all must remember also, when you think about Jesus back in the Garden of the Gethsemane, okay, he knew that he was about to get arrested. He knew he was about to get crucified. And he kept asking his disciples, please just stay awake and pray for me. You remember that whole scene from the Passion of the Christ? So this is during the third watch of the night. And it's also, the third watch is also associated with darkness. It's associated with danger, or as we call it as Christians, spiritual warfare, all right? And spiritual warfare, the height of the whole thing is, you guessed it, 3 a.m. So y'all might not have known this, but there's a strong connection between witchcraft and 3 a.m. It's called the witching hour. It's also called the devil's hour. It's a time when spiritual activity, including the work of witches or the work of demons, is strongest because they consider it the veil where the physical and the spiritual worlds are the thinnest, okay? It's even considered a mocking inversion of Christ's crucifixion because the time of his death was 3 p.m., okay? So it's a mocking inversion of that. But it actually dates back to 1535 when the Catholic Church prohibited all activities between 3 and 4 a.m., which is wild. And they said it was due to the fears of witchcraft. So I'm going to give y'all 5 layout reasons real quick why God might be waking you up at 3 a.m. This has really blessed my life, and I hope it does the same for y'all. And by the way, I would really think about writing these down because it's going to come up later. I think you're going to think about it a month from now, a year from now. It's going to be something you kind of want on the forefront of your mind, okay? The first reason is going to be, he just wants your undivided attention. Waking up at this time is an invitation. So don't roll over in bed, take the invitation and get up and just see what it's about. A second reason would be a call to protection. A lot of times at 3 a.m. you wake up just feeling uncomfortable. I personally pray until I feel comfortable again, okay? It could be from 3 to 3:10, 3 to 3:15, but you just feel really unsettled, and that's kind of what's going on. So it's a call to prayer for protection of you, your family, your church, whatever's going on. He'll let you know what you need to pray for. The third reason is going to be, look, a lot of us just need to get rid of stress. We're up because you either had too much caffeine or you just got a lot of stuff stirring in your mind and you're stressed out. When that happens, you could do one of two things that I have found really effective. You could put on some worship music and just lay still and just be, okay? Sometimes that's all it takes. Or I like to get up, I like to walk around. I walk out to the backyard, I walk down to the lake, back up, 3 in the morning. You know, and by the time I get back and I've prayed and I've settled down, that stress is completely gone. So that's an amazing thing. The fourth reason is to receive divine guidance. I mean, how many people just say, I thought about something just amazing in the middle of the night, right? And I just forgot it by the time I woke up in the morning. That's one of those situations. My grandpa kept a notepad on top of his nightstand. because he didn't want the devil to steal whatever God told him at 3 a.m. By the time he wakes up at 6 a.m., he's forgotten it. And I've started doing this same exact thing because it's a really great way to just make sure it gets down there in stone, so to speak. The fifth reason, it could just be a spiritual wake-up call. All right? I think we all need to admit that. Sometimes God wants to bring attention to something in your life that needs to change. And at 3 a.m., all of a sudden you wake up and you've been convicted because you're either going too fast or you're ignoring him. And he's convicting you about it, and you just need to pray it and fix that before you wake up and start the new day, because that new day is a renewal, okay? I want y'all also to remember a beautiful, beautiful chapter in 1 Samuel chapter 3, where Samuel is under the tutelage of Eli. And Eli is asleep in bed. Samuel is over there asleep in bed and in a different part of the house, and he keeps hearing the Lord wake him up. So he runs to Eli, and he's like, what did you say? What did you want? And Eli keeps saying, I didn't say anything. And finally, Eli figures out this is the Lord actually speaking to Samuel. And he said, the next time this happens, Samuel, I want you to say the words, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." And I feel like that is amazing, because if you wake up and you feel like, oh, God just woke me up. I looked up at the clock last night. It was 2:59. So incredibly obvious. And that's one of those moments you want to say, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." It's affirming the invitation. Okay? And after that, look, it's go time. So what not to do when you wake up at 3 a.m.? I'll tell you a couple things for sure. Don't ever hesitate. Don't stir and roll over in your sleep 112 times, just thinking I go back to bed if I just roll over enough times. It ain't going to happen. You're up there and you're being burdened for a reason. So don't toss and turn. Because look, you may not have your burning bush moment with the Lord where he's speaking to you through a burning bush, but sometimes the Lord just wants to be with you. And it's as simple as that. Think about all the times he's having to compete for your attention during the day with these stupid phones and the screens and everything else you got going on. It's a lot for the Lord to compete for any of his children's attention in 2025. Let's just admit it. But the biggest thing is not to ever, ever waste any of these wake-up calls with scrolling, okay? You get on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram at 3 in the morning, it's going to go bad. Okay, you're probably going to be more stressed out. Your mind's going to start stirring again, and you won't wake up well the next day. I promise you that. A lot of people just keep putting themselves back to bed with this pacifier called social media, and it sucks, because this pacifier that I'm talking about is, with Instagram and social media, is a fake pacifier. I'm trying to tell y'all about the real thing. So I just wanted to do this video. I hope it blesses a lot of people. Never ever be afraid of the 3 a.m. hour, okay? It is a huge honor to get woken up, because at that point, it's time to go to work. And look, you're not going to be tired in the morning. That's why God made coffee. And of course, CHOQ. Okay, so get you some of that at the link below. But look, God bless you and your family. I appreciate you. Write these things down. I think it's going to help you greatly. Y'all be good.